Hello, everyone. Good morning. Welcome back to the Glassman's world. So, today I got something a little bit different for you. Something, so, I made a post just a minute ago on Facebook. Kind of a little bit harsh of a post, a little bit of a demand more than an ask. A little bit of a demand more than a sales pitch. And I just wanted to bring to your attention the fact that I'm a water protector. I'm an environmentalist. I have dedicated my glass blowing here to the drop of water. The drop of water is a handmade teardrop shaped. Let me see if I have one here. If not, we'll make one real quick. Let's make one. So the drop of water is a teardrop shaped pendant, a necklace, which represents water. And when I make them out of the clear glass here, they represent clean drinking water for all. And so I have a cause here, a mission basically, on re-educating the world that our mission here on this planet is to be stewards, to be guardians of this vessel, of this planet. We're supposed to be taking care of this planet, taking care of all living beings, all living creatures. And one living entity is also water. Water is life. Every drop counts, right? Water is life. And so we have this motto, we have this message. Water is life. Every drop counts. We are all drops of water in this vast ocean of life. That means you count, I count, we all count. We are all drops of water in this vast ocean of life. So I've been making these water drops here, the drop of water, since 2016. November, I believe it was like November 21st or 22nd of 2016. And started to make them and get them out to the public around that time, and then started gifting them out the following year in April at the Gathering of Nations powwow around April 26th through the 28th, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. And that's when we had gifted out many water drops. That very first weekend at the Gathering of Nations, I had at least 200 water drops that we had gifted and also sold on the side too, to help raise funds to be able to afford to gift more. So basically, when I find out that you're a water protector, then I feel obligated to honor you with the drop of water. And simply what that means is I'm just going to gift you a necklace, something similar to like this one here, but without all of the turquoise and everything. And simply going to gift you the drop of water. I may have to go and grab something real quick, actually. I just realized I'm missing one of my most important tools. I can't blow glass without my tweezers. Do I have a small pair that I can get away with? Maybe we could just get away with these. I won't have to leave. So, I simply find out you're a water protector. And what does that mean? Well, that just means that you claim to be a water protector. That means that you claim to dedicate your life to protecting water. Either you were at Standing Rock. Standing Rock is like one of the most, I guess, if I hear you're at Standing Rock, like automatically, you're going to be gifted the drop of water for simply just being there. Even if you were just a weekend warrior, as some call them, where they just went up for the weekend and just hung out for a little bit and did whatever service that they could offer. Cooking, cleaning, keeping people warm, gathering fire, building rocket stoves, teaching people how to set up teepees and tarpies and different little shanties and shacks and whatever that they had, different living quarters up there. If you are at Standing Rock, it's already automatic that you're going to be gifted the drop of water. We basically have tried to figure out how many individuals were there at Standing Rock from 2016 to 2018, basically. And so, you know, we basically have determined that in one weekend, we met an individual who was running the kitchen. And this individual's name was Andre, and he's been gifted. And this individual also is a two-spirit. So Andre, I don't know if I should say he, she, but Andre ran the kitchen for a while and claimed that they had served at least 20,000 meals for breakfast, for lunch, for dinner. 20,000 individuals were served during one weekend, and that was during the weekend when all of the military had come out to help defend the individuals up there. So all of the military vets, the U.S. military vets, came out to Standing Rock to stand up and defend the sacred, to defend water, to defend the land, to defend the people there. And so on that weekend, that was the weekend that was really, really huge, and it created so much, it created a lot of, created a lot, is all I can say. A lot happened. And so when we find out that there were at least 20,000 individuals there on just one given weekend, and we know that there are many individuals who came and left. You know, they came, they left, they would come back, return. Some individuals wouldn't even go except just to deliver supplies, you know, and they were like the supply runners. They bring sleeping bags, food, water, any sort of building materials for shelter, whatever that they could bring. They did that, you know. So we had weekend warriors, then we had keyboard warriors, and these are the individuals who found out that the media had blacked out all of it. There was no news coverage, and so then the individuals there at Standing Rock started flying their drones and getting footage of what was really going on out there and showing just how bad the situation was, and how these individuals, these U.S. citizens and natives here in the U.S., how they were completely under fire, basically at war with our own U.S. government. The U.S. government was attacking our own people, and they had security groups, different individuals coming in and causing a ruckus and hurting people, harming individuals, taking people, detaining them but not legally arresting them, poisoning individuals, you know, dropping Rezol onto individuals with crop dusters, poisoning sacred eagles and sacred buffalo, right? This is what happened up there. A lot of really harsh experiences occurred up there. And so I couldn't be there. And Creator bestowed upon me to make the drop of water, which is what I just made for you there and what I'm making now. And so the drop of water has been now gifted out to over, what are we at? 3,853 is what the number I can keep track of in my own head. 3,853. If anything ever happens to me, we won't have that number. Because it's just a number in my head. I actually haven't been updating the website. The website's actually gone. thedropofwater.com is no more. It did not receive the support that I thought we deserved, I still offer the drop of water. If you know me and you want to gift out water protectors at ceremonies that you're hosting, we can always do that for the rest of my life, or for at least the rest of my career being a glass artist. You know, I may not be able to do this for the rest of my life. You know, I may have to put the torch down at some point. We may have to pass the torch literally on to someone else. Hopefully one of my children will want to take on glass blowing and being able to continue my legacy of the drop of water. I don't think they understand how important it is yet. I don't think they really understand the global reach that the drop of water has had so far, and what we've actually been able to do to inspire others to be environmentalists and to be water protectors and to do what we can to protect the water, right? And so I've gifted out so many of these water drops. Now, over the years, since 2016, 2017, after gifting these out, I have also come to learn that a lot of these water protectors, individuals from Standing Rock and many other places, well, they became known as water protectors because they were protecting the water in Standing Rock. They didn't continue their mission of just simply and personally protecting the water anywhere and everywhere they go. And so I understand this, you know, I get it. The whole reason for gifting is to encourage and inspire them to continue to protect the water, to remind them how important it was when they were up at Standing Rock and how important they were to, you know, we were all drops of water in this vast ocean of life. Water is life, and every drop counts, which means you count, I count, we all count. We are all drops of water in this vast ocean of life. I say this on a micro and a macro scale, meaning that if you go all the way down to the cellular level of us, of what we're made from, our cells are 90% water and only 10% matter. So we ourselves are only 10% matter and the rest of us are water. We are water. And if we learn about how water is a memory keeper, a record keeper, Dr. Emoto has proven that your intentions, your vibrational intention, whether it's positive or whether it be negative, you will put that within the waters that are around you and that are in you, within your cellular structure. So if you are always negative, you're simply just breeding that negativity within you. If you're always positive, well, you are simply just breeding that positivity within you. It's why, you know, some people are just like, they wake up and they're just always happy and always chipper and ready to go. Whereas others, they wake up and they look at the day in a very dreadful way, right? They're just waking up like, another day. Like they don't want to be here no more, right? They don't know how to enjoy the experience of the 4 stages of suffering that we all have to endure: birth, disease, old age, and death. And so going through life here, we all go through this disease, right? This suffering. And part of the diseasement, or the disease of our humanity, is that we do not remember that we're supposed to be guardians and stewards of this vessel. We're supposed to help life, right? Not hinder life. And there are many individuals who are now known as the elite, the ones who have basically deemed themselves as like the world leaders of this and that or whatever. You know, we got individuals with the World Economic Forum, the United Nations. The United Nations actually created the World Water Day, guys. March 22nd is created because of the United Nations. What does the United Nations mean? It means to unite the nations, right? Well, very soon we're going to be moving into a one world government. We're already in a one world order. We've been given these orders to wear masks, to get the jab, to do these things, right? All as a globe. It's no longer localized anymore, like per state, per city, per county, per country, per nation, whatever. It's now global. We are now in the new world orders. This is the new world order, guys. And if no one's welcomed you in yet, I'd like to be the first. Welcome to the new world order. We are here, and we're following new orders in this time, in this life. And so, right now, we have a lot of individuals who are planning out many things right now, right? And part of that is like these smart grid cities and all these things. And if we aren't with them in this planning process, then it's just going to be told to us on how we're supposed to live and what we're supposed to do. So for me, I like to basically choose to be an environmentalist, know that I'm a water protector. That's all encompassing. As an environmentalist, I want to be making sure that our environment is more positive than negative. That's all it means. To have a better positivity than negativity, right? It's like climate change. You know, my daughter and I were speaking about it the other day. Climate change, right? Is it real? And global warming, is it real? It's like, well, when you understand the ebb and flow of things, waves come in, and sometimes there's high tides, right? And it gets a little bigger. Well, heat waves come in as well. Also waves, right? Vibrational frequency, waves, energy, sunlight, waves. Light is waves. Heat is waves transferred. All waves, guys. Stay in the flow, right? Stay in the flow. Be in the frequency, right? Stay with the water. So, when you understand that the globe, right, global warming, whether it's flat or a globe, we'll get into that some other time, but when there's an ebb and flow in the heat, right? I mean, sometimes the sun will have a solar flare, right? What do you think that does? That's an immersion, like an explosion of heat, basically, right? It sends out more heat. So, of course, we're going to feel heat on some days more than others, and we have winter, we have summer, so we also have fluctuations there. We know that there's an ebb and flow because we have 4 seasons in the year. We know there's an ebb and flow. But there is also an ebb and flow, not just yearly, but also within decades. Every 20 to 40 years, we have a drought, and then the waters come back, and then we have a drought, and then the waters come back, right? But right now, we have individuals like the World Economic Forum, the UN, the United Nations, all the global elite are basically planning for things to occur, right? And we're in this thing called the Great Reset right now, where they're resetting all the systems. That's why everything's breaking down and stuff. And they're going to restructure everything. Now, if we're not a part of the whole planning of it all, we're going to get left behind. If we're not part of any of the solutions, we're going to get left behind. And so part of this whole journey that I've been on with the drop of water has also led me to a place called Camp Two Dogs. So after Standing Rock, everyone basically got evicted from North Dakota, from up there at Standing Rock. And people were displaced. You know, they had left their homes to go and turn Standing Rock into their new home, living in teepees, tarpies, shacks, wherever they were at, in order to protect the water and to defend the land, to protect the land, to protect the water. And so these individuals, they had nowhere else to go. One of the Army vets from back in the day, who was there on one of those most populated weekends when all the U.S. Military vets had come down or come up to Standing Rock, had gone to standing up to help. One of these Army vets decided to move from Colorado Springs, buy some land, a piece of property here in New Mexico, up north by Taos, and convert it to a water protector camp to invite water protectors who needed a place to stay to come and be out there and join in and stuff. This individual ended up not being able to handle the pressure of being a leader of a community and ended up falling apart, actually. It was sad to see. At least when I was there, and things that weren't on camera were never seen by the general public. But yeah, many breakdowns almost daily for simple things like not being able to carry your own water. 5 gallons of water, can't even carry your own 5 gallons, so you got to create simple solutions, right? Carry 1 gallon at a time, carry 2, 1 in each hand. Just do that. Don't try to outdo yourself, right? Work within your own means, right? And so, you know, being there at the camp, I got to experience a lot of things. And one of the things was that, you know, I learned a lot of the water protectors there, well, they would still not know how to actually protect the water. And we were using really bad, harmful dish soap. We had some tiny homes set up there, and we were using we had a sink. We actually had a sink built. We had running water, which basically was gravity fed through a faucet. So you could turn on the faucet. We only had cold water. We didn't have hot water. I mean, we could have eventually run it into a smaller on-demand water heater, and we could have done that eventually, but I ended up leaving when issues arose. I got out of there as quick as I moved there. It was interesting. I took one trip up there. I found out that the person who was going to open up the land to everyone was also a devotee, or used to be a devotee of Krishna. And last name, well, I won't even say last name, won't even say name, but this individual was a devotee of Krishna, was my Krishna sister, basically, right? So I'm a devotee of Krishna, and I may not be as devoted as a sannyasi or an acharya or anything like that. I'm simply just trying to be a householder. So I know a lot of you might be like, "What? You're no devotee of Krishna?" And it's like, yeah. I don't wear the tilak, and I don't shave my head, and I don't wear a dhoti, and I don't have to play the part. I don't have to look the part to actually be devoted and have Krishna always in my heart. But that's a whole nother thing. So this individual I thought was a devotee of Krishna and a sister, and so as quick as I could even get up there, I decided, hey, if you need me here, because that was the thing, is we went up there because we were answering a call for help. This owner basically said, I'm going to throw in the towel unless I can get some people to come up here and help me. So me and my friend went up there. He was helping me gifting out the drop of water. And so I'm going to finish this up because I got to get going. So we went up there. We helped out. I decided, hey, I'm going to go and take all my stuff, move out of my comfortable home here in Albuquerque, New Mexico, and come live up here off grid, uncomfortably live off grid. But for me, it was like moving to Disneyland. Like, I ain't gonna lie, I loved it. I was just like, what? Like, I can do whatever project I want. I can build a solar window oven. I can build rocket stoves to heat places. We can build a beautiful garden. We can do all kinds of stuff. It was beautiful. Sleep under the stars, whatever we wanted. And so I loved it. I didn't think it was there wasn't much suffering for me. Besides having to deal with others' suffering. Like, that was all. Like, when they would be when they were suffering, then it brought the burden onto me to have to go take care of them because they didn't know how to take care of themselves, right? So that was the harsh thing, was trying to take care of grown adults as if they were young children, right? It's like, well, that's what real men do. Real men take care of everyone, the children, the elderly, the other men who aren't as dedicated to helping others. Like, that's what men do. We will make sure that you're fed first and we'll starve, right? Because we know that we'll go and we'll find food for ourselves. That's just the way it is. So being there at the camp, I learned that a lot of individuals didn't really know how to support themselves, how to be self-reliant, self-sufficient, how to thrive off of bare nothings and only the bare necessities, right? And we still had cell phone service. We had Wi-Fi. We had electricity because we had solar panels and different things. I mean, it wasn't that uncomfortable. And I even slept without using a buddy heater in the middle of winter. I went up there. I moved up there basically right after Christmas, right around New Year's Day. I was there in the freaking cold middle of winter. But that's me. So being up there, I then learned that, we got this water going and we're trying to use the water so the water drains in from the sink into a 5-gallon bucket under the sink, right? So then we take that bucket out. Someone is supposed to, before it fills or overflows, right, it makes a big old mess, someone is supposed to take the time, right, to get the water and utilize it. It's the job of a water protector. Now, I don't know how many times we had to ask water protectors to go and take care of the water job. Like, that was like, wait, what, aren't you at the water protector camp here? And one of these days, I'm going to do a whole series of my experience at Camp Two Dogs, the good, the bad, and the ugly. It's going to be fun. So make sure that you subscribe so you can get those stories. So, I then found out that we were using dish soap. I'm like, well, if we continue to use the gray water from our dishes, then we're not going to have plants that are going to be healthy. They're going to be full of these toxins, and we're going to be eating it eventually, right? So, just, how miracles happen or whatever. I was randomly asked to be a part of an Earth Day event in Santa Fe. I'd never done an Earth Day event, never done one in Santa Fe. I was asked to go and do a talk on water is life, every drop counts, which is what I talk about and how we're all connected through water, through the cellular and the vibrations and everything that I've kind of touched on a little bit here. How we're all connected through water and why water is important and how we need clean drinking water for future generations to come. So I talk about water all the time, and I can always do this. If you ever need me to come to your schools or anything like that, I am free and available to talk about water. Water is life. Every drop counts. So I was invited to do this randomly. I said yes. I went down there. We set up the drop of water. We're trying to educate individuals on what we were about and why we were gifting out water drops and looking for water protectors. We had a sign. Are you a water protector? Were you at Standing Rock? Let us know. Then people would come up, they'd let us know, and like, hey, cool. Do you know other water protectors? We gift them other drops so they can gift their friends, things like that. Well, we did our talk. We had like 2 or 3 people listening in a huge auditorium. It was like, wow, at least we were able to go live and do it live, which was good. But then they dappled our signal. They took our signal out. We didn't have good signal there. I don't know why. During the talk only. The rest of the day was fine. So they didn't allow us to talk online, but we kind of got some of it. Didn't really have a crowd. It was kind of like, why are we here? We barely gave out any water drops. It was the first annual event up in Santa Fe, so it was small. It was in a hotel at the I don't even know, El Dorado Hotel or whatever the hotel is up there. It's really nice. And hardly anyone showed up. But there was an individual that was set up across from us. And they had a booth. And this individual, she had a line of people at her booth all day. So I'm thinking like, wow, we're giving away water drops. We've got plants that we're like selling with a self-watering system. So real simple. No one can, let a plant like if you don't water your self-watering system, that means that you let it go for like over a week to over a month of not watering, which means you shouldn't have plants. So we were giving away these things and selling things cheap, and we barely had anyone coming to our booth. But this person had someone there all day. So at the end of the day, while we're packing up, I finally went over. I was like, "Hey, so what do you got going on over here? What are you selling? What are you doing?" And this individual was like, "Oh, I have this product here. It's called Norwex, and Norwex is a product that you can use to clean and wipe away 99.9% bacteria using only water." And all of a sudden I was like, bing, there's our answer right there. We can then get these cloths to clean our dishes with only water, removing 99.9% bacteria, so we know our dishes are clean, right? And we get to have clean gray water for our plants. I was like, this is the best solution. I'm going to take it back to Camp Two Dogs. They're going to love it. We're going to be like, yeah, this is cool. So I get back to camp. I buy a 3-pack of these cloths. Not this one here, but this is a Norwex cloth. This is one of them. This is a body cloth, actually. I bought a kitchen pack, a 3-pack of kitchen cloths for $20. That was my investment. She actually sold me her display. She was like, well, normally I just have you go online and you can order from my website. And I was like, I don't have internet. Like, we're out off grid. Once I leave here, I'm probably going to forget. So if you could sell me this set. And she was like, yeah, I could sell that to you. So she sold me a 3-pack of kitchen cloths, which were these little smaller ones. They were like maybe this size, just a third of it, like, just as long, but a third of it. So I got 3 of them in a pack, and I was like, cool. And she said, yeah, you can use this for anything, for any surface or whatever. If you want to use it for your dishes, you can use it for dishes. And I told her about like how, yeah, like, we're off grid and stuff. And she's like, well, you could probably even use it for bathing. And I didn't realize at the time that they had body cloths for bathing. And I also I didn't know what this was. I didn't know what kind of magic or if it was a gimmick or what, right? So she showed me this demonstration. It was a raw chicken demo. And what she did was she took a piece of chicken and she rubbed it on the mirror, or on some sort of, I think it was a mirror. And she rubbed it on the mirror, and she's like, okay, I have this little test strip here, and it picks up bacteria, or it actually picks up proteins is what it does. It's a protein strip. So she says, if I use this strip here, it'll pick up the protein from the chicken, and you'll see it turn purple, right? I think it's purple. But if you wipe it with the Norwex and only water, so you're not using any cleaner, no soap, no detergent, nothing, just water, the microfiber on the cloth mechanically like picks it up, like scrapes it off, and then it has silver embedded in it. So also you're wiping that silver all over it. The silver is embedded in the cloth, so all of that gunk doesn't then gunk up the cloth. You don't get all the bacteria, the mold, the mildew to build up in your cloth. And then you simply take your cloth, you rinse it out under the sink, and you make it clean again. And then you can reuse it. I was like, man, these things are like magic. I don't know what kind of wizardry you got going on over here, but I got to try these out and see how they work. Now, I ain't going to lie. I was very skeptical. I used Dr. Bronner's at the time. Dr. Bronner's peppermint hemp soap was my favorite one. I love the peppermint, the way it makes your body just tingle and fresh and clean. It's amazing. So refreshing. And also that smell of peppermint just opens you up so you can breathe. Like, it's so awesome. The tea tree I also love as well. So Dr. Bronner's hemp soaps, liquid soaps are amazing. They're an all-in-one. I will still recommend Dr. Bronner's hemp soap to use for all kinds of cleaning around your home, using it for your laundry, even brushing your teeth. And so I was using Dr. Bronner's at the time, and I know that she told me that I could only use water, but I was skeptical, so I did use some Dr. Bronner's with the rags, and I was cleaning everything. And I figured, well, Dr. Bronner's will be safe for the plants, right? It's got the natural enzymes and everything, safe for an environment. So I wasn't too concerned. But then I started to use it without the Dr. Bronner and seeing how it got the dishes clean. And at camp, I had plastic plates. That way you don't break anything, and they're real easy to keep, flat plates. You know, you can have a stack of like 10 or 20 of them, and they're like that thin, right? So they're super thin. And so I had these, they're hard plastic, not the one disposable plastic, the hard plastic you keep and you wash over and over again. And so I started washing the dishes like that. And I started to tell others, like, hey, we can use the Dr. Bronner's instead of the Dawn, the Palmolive, the Ajax, the Mr. Clean, whatever the funk we were using. That funky ass stuff, the chemicals and the toxins, we didn't need to use it. And especially if we're water protectors and trying to claim to be water protectors, we can't be using chemicals and toxins and poisons and pollutants if we're over here like preaching like, hey, we're water protectors and you got to protect the water. It's like, well, hey, don't we still have to continue to protect our water? I think that's like a necessity. If you're going to talk the talk, you better walk the walk. So I found this Norwex product, right, at a camp, brought it back to camp, 2 dogs, a water protector camp full of individuals who had come from Standing Rock or were keyboard warriors who had been watching and just wanted to come and meet these water protectors. They became like kind of like YouTube celebrities, right? Like YouTube famous or whatever. And so they wanted to come and hang out and experience being with them and talking to them and sharing stories and things, and including me as well. They wanted to come and meet me and see me as well. And so we had individuals coming, but they never adopted the Norwex plan. They never wanted to try it out. They just, I don't know what it is. I don't know if they just weren't open to it, if they just didn't believe me that it was working, if they just really didn't want to be water protectors for reals. I don't know. So that was one issue that I had, was the fact that they were still using the Palmolive and the Ajax. And I'm like, why am I still over here dumping this water? And then once we had a drainage system set up, right? Because then we created a plumbing to where we didn't have to collect it. And we had the plumbing run outside to a trench, and there was a hole. And like even still during the winter, I would have to leave to get back to my daughter in Albuquerque. So I'd be gone. I'd be at camp for like 3 or 4 days, and I'd be back in Albuquerque for 3 or 4 days every week. It was just like clockwork, back and forth, back and forth. I don't know how I did it without a car, but I did. Somehow I managed it, blessings from Creator to make things happen wherever I needed to be at the time. So I didn't understand that while I wasn't there, no one was taking care of that water. It was in the middle of the winter, so if you didn't dump the water, take it out of the hole, the trench, it would freeze over, and then it would back up into the piping and the plumbing, into the PVC pipes, which if you get ice, you get it to back up, then it's going to be completely frozen and crack the pipes, and then we got to do that whole job again, right? But these people didn't understand what the work that was put into it, because they didn't do the work. Who installed the plumbing? So yeah. So, and also a friend of mine who also donated a whole bunch of soil to the camp too, which they ended up calling it trash. I think they hauled away the soil. I'm like, wow. And all the building supplies and material I left for camp. I was like, you guys want a solar window oven, don't you? I'll leave it for you. You guys want 55-gallon rain barrels, right? I'll leave 3 of them for you. with all the rain gutters, right? Like they'll be attached to my shed. You want them, take them off before they come and repo it. You want the garden frame that I built on there? Take it off before they repo it. I don't know what happened. They called it all trash. They blamed me for leaving a whole bunch of my trash. I'm like, that was supplies for camp. I was trying to take care of you guys, even in the midst of having to leave, because the owner decided to call me a thief, and I was simply there helping with all her projects before mine. And then once I got onto mine, it was like, then there was like anger and animosity coming towards me because I wasn't putting energy into her projects anymore. It's like, well, I gotta build my own little tiny house still. I still need insulation. I gotta get the sub-radiant floor heating that I wanted to put in with the compost and have the system running through a passive heating system with the compost and everything. I had so many cool ideas and stuff, and I don't know, they didn't want to learn. Like you can't teach old dogs new tricks at Camp 2 Dogs. and so I'm realizing, right, that there's a lot of individuals in this world who claim to be water protectors, but yet are they? Are they really? And so I found a solution for you guys for almost 10 years ago. I think it's been almost 10 years since I went and moved up there to Camp 2 Dogs. Well, 6 years. It's been 6 years. So yeah, almost getting there. And so, has it been? It was in 2018 was when I was up there. So, yeah, 6 years. So it's been that long that I found Norwex. And years later, I had it even proven out more when my son, our baby, ended up having a diaper mess on me. And right in front of the Norwex sales lady at the fair, at the state fair here in Albuquerque, when I was with my wife now, and when we were first together, I was introducing her to Norwex. And yeah, I know that might sound weird about first together, but had a baby, and that's a whole nother story. I'll share that story with y'all too sometime at the Glassman's World here. And so we were at the Norwex vending booth, right? There's big old exhibits of all these, they're selling mattresses, they're selling salsa, they're selling massagers, they got all the things, right? So they had a Norwex booth, and they were selling Norwex, and I was like, oh, babe, come check this out, look it. And I was like, watch, check this out, I got one in my backpack, woo! Popped out my Norwex, like, look, these things are freaking phenomenal. I love them, I used them at Camp 2 Dogs, I told her about it, right? So then I'm talking about it, and I was on my way to find a bathroom to change our son. He needed a diaper change. I knew that. But we were stopping at all these booths on the way, like, oh, salsa. Ooh, let's try this. Ooh, that. Oh, okay, well, let's keep moving. We're almost to the bathroom. Oh, Norwex. Hey, well, hold on. Check this out real quick, babe. Then he makes a mess on me. Drips down my shorts, on my shirt, on her floor, on the Norwex floor. I'm like, uh-oh. Number 2 we're talking about. I'm like, I'm so sorry. And I was like, I gotta go. I gotta take care of this. And I just beeline out to the very closest door to me outside. There's a little grass, like a little hill, kind of a bump right there. And I go and I sit him on it, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, like what is going on? My wife's looking at me like, oh no, like we're going to have to go home. We're going to have to leave the fair early. We didn't even get to experience all of it yet. We like barely had gotten there, I think. And it was like, and then here comes like Superwoman out the door, boom, boom, boom. And she's got her Norwex cloth. She's got an Enviro cloth, right? And she's like, it's okay. Here, let me help you. And she starts wiping my shirt like that with a wet Norwex cloth. And no shit, like literally, it was gone. I was like, what? I was like, are you kidding me? There's no smell? I was just like, oh my gosh. Like I believed in this before. but now you done sold me on it. Like, I'm so sorry, I can't afford to buy that cloth that you just gunked up. Like, I was like, I wish I could just buy that cloth from you because you just used your display. And she's like, no worries, don't worry about it, don't worry about it. I was like, you know what, like, give us your card and we'll make sure to get some more. And then within a week, my wife signed up. Like, she gave her a call, and on that call, she decided, like, instead of purchasing all this stuff, you can get a starter kit to become a consultant, pay only for the shipping to get the whole thing for free sent to you, but you're obligated to sell it to make you. You either have to sell like $1,000 or $2,000 worth of product right away within the first 1 or 2 months. It all depends on how they have it set up that year, that month, or whatever it is, the deal that the promotion they're running. So if they're like, hey, right now, if you get 1,000 in 1 month, then it's yours free. Or they'll be like, if you get 2,000 in 2 months, then it's yours free. Or if not, then you owe us $200 or $300 and some dollars worth of product. So basically, you get your discount of like your consultant. You get 30% off of the product. So whatever product we get, they're always 30% off, no matter what. So then we can purchase a whole bunch and then resell it. So we're still like getting our money back and generating a little bit of profit on it. So no matter whether you order online from my wife's website or you get from us directly, she still gets that 30% commission. And sometimes they run better deals for her where then she'll get like 40% commission sometimes and free product. And they do all these cool things for consultants. So, I mean, if you want to get free Norwex, that's the best way is pay that $9.99 for shipping and they'll give you $300 and some worth of product. And I'm not going to lie, I signed up as well and I got me a kit and I decided I'm not going to be a consultant. I've only paid like 2/3 of what I owe on that 200. I still owe like $80 on it. It's been like 4 or 5 years now since my wife signed up, and I still owe. And like, I know, I should have paid it off, but it is what it is. And now I just ordered through her. I can't order. My consultant page is shut down and whatever. But I will eventually pay them off because I'm thinking I should probably have my own consultant link here as well. And we can just generate Norwex sales here. But my whole plea today, or it's not even an ask, it's more like a demand on, if you're going to claim to be a water protector, if you're going to talk the talk, then why don't you show up and walk the walk? Why don't you go get yourself at least one, the Envirocloth, or what I think is even more amazing is that you buy one Envirocloth, it's $21.99. Or you can get a 3-pack of body cloth for the same price, I think. I'm pretty sure it's $21.99 for a 3-pack. Same size, I think. I think that maybe the Envirocloth is a little bit bigger. Is this one? Or is this another body cloth? They got all kinds of colors too. Oh, that's a body cloth as well. So they got different colors. And then they got the OptiCloth, right? For your glasses. So when you got to clean your glasses, they got these. And when you got to clean your screens, for your phones, for your smart devices, all that. And then, what I love about this is I've been able to bring this into the glass world here. And I'm now promoting it to all my glassblower friends and be like, hey, get yourself a body cloth so you can clean your hands, get all those oils, your natural oils off your fingers, right? And then your hands are clean, 100%, 99.9% clean, right? Then you get your OptiCloth here, and then you clean your glass, and let's make sure that's not hot, because I don't ever want to melt this. And then you clean your glass to remove any dirt, debris, fingerprints, and get it all nice and clean, ready to go. So then your finished product starts out clean, ends clean, right? So I now promote Norwex for glass blowers too. And I use it for car detailing because my wife got me a car kit for my birthday or for Christmas. And so now I'm making money on the side of her selling Norwex. I now use the car kit to do car detailing and washing. I charge only $30 an hour. I'm the cheapest car detailer I know of. I get it done within 2 to 4 hours. So at $30, 2 to 4 hours, that's what you're paying me. Simple as that. It's like 60 to 120 bucks to get your car fully detailed, vacuumed, wiped, all of it. Get all of the inside all lustered up. Or we can do it real quick and easy, real simple, just a nice wipe down and wipe the interior and wash the exterior and no vacuum. Like however you want to do it, we can make it happen. So I do these things on the side. Also, I used my kit that I got for house cleaning. So it came with the mop, the floor system, so I can sweep and mop people's floors, scrub their tiles. I can use the Environmentalists for cleaning every surface in their home. I have all the different, like the laundry detergents. They do have, so that's the thing, is Norwex also has detergents that are made with natural enzymes. So they are safe for the environment, just like Dr. Bronner's. But if you want Dr. Bronner's, like I'm not partial, like I'm all, hey, I don't sell, I'm not a consultant to either. My wife sells Norwex. I use Dr. Bronner's. I don't even think my wife uses Dr. Bronner's. And I actually have been using Dr. Bronner's peppermint to wipe down the surface areas, the corners, where we have ants that are trying to come out right now because it's getting warm. So the ants are trying to come out, and I'm trying to block them with the peppermint because they don't like peppermint, right? Bugs, for some reason, peppermint detracts them, right? So I think peppermint soap is nice to have on hand, but you don't need it. It's not necessary with the Norwex. And that's the thing, is for the last year, I've basically been proving that you can basically sponge bathe with Norwex, and then only have to do showers when you need to wash your hair, which I probably need to get in and wash my hair today. And so, with that being said, yeah, it's weird, but I have a home that I live in, or an apartment, but I actually don't even utilize the shower. I basically live like I'm living at Camp Two Dogs, where I'm sponge bathing, and when I have the opportunity to jump in the shower, then I do so. It's just to prove a point, to prove that these body cloths are legit. They come with a 2-year warranty. Also, I forgot to mention, all their products come with a 2-year warranty. So you can even use one, if you get one 3-pack for yourself, that's 6 years for $21.99 that you can basically stay clean. So right now, we're talking about the eclipse happening on the 8th. They got all these warnings on make sure you got your supplies ready for an eclipse. Like what? Make sure you got your gas filled up. Make sure you got food and water and alternative communications for an eclipse. I think they're planning an EMP, guys, so get prepared. How are you going to stay clean? Because godliness is cleanliness, cleanliness is godliness. And if you want to stay clean, Norwex can help. Also, making sure you have filters for your water will help. So that way you can use your rainwater to bathe with. So you're not using dirty rainwater, right? You can cleanse yourself with a good Berkey filter or some kind of Aquacrest filter or a really good filter. And even if you're just going to use the sand, the rock, and the charcoal, the activated charcoal filters, and have rainwater go through there, that's a lot better, right, than just bathing with rainwater. But you can bathe with rainwater in these. I've actually done a video that shows how without the power, how you collect snow outside. This was when Texas was shut down like a year or two ago, right? They had their cold, dark winter already. And so they got shut down, and I was like, yo, you don't have to suffer. You can still get your snow. You can heat it up in a pan over candles. And I was showing people how to make survival candles with the tuna cans and the cardboard or the third cut of a toilet paper roll. If you cut a toilet paper roll into thirds, those pieces without the cardboard in the center will squish into a tuna can, and then it'll like pop back open. You fill that thing up with oil, with wax, with alcohol, and you got yourself a burner, a survival candle. Got to be careful with carbon monoxide though. So I was showing people how you can heat up the snow to then take a body cloth and then dip it in that snow water after it's been warmed up with the candle, after that snow's been melted, to stay clean. Just all nice and fresh and clean, right? And it was real simple to do that video and how to. And so I've been trying to teach people on how to do this and what are you going to do if something does go down when the eclipse hits on April 8th. What are your plans, guys? Have you heard about these things? Have they gave you guys a full warning in your area? Because I've seen it in many places already, and I'm wondering, I'm concerned, like, what is this all about? But I'm prepared. The last 6 months, we had power outages in our neighborhood, in our community, and we were one of the only lit up apartments here still. We still had our devices charged up. We could still use electronic games if we wanted to. We couldn't send any messages because we didn't have no Wi-Fi or nothing like that, right? What are you going to do when the internet goes down? They're talking about shutting down what? TikTok? Wow. How many millions of people are going to be suffering if they shut that down? Wow. So when everything gets shut down, what are you going to do? How are you going to keep yourself clean, keep your home clean? Godliness is cleanliness. And you don't want to be stuck in filth, even when it all goes down. And if everything shuts down on the 8th here, coming up soon, will you be ready? Will you be prepared? And if nothing happens, are you going to continue to be an environmentalist no matter what? Will you join me and take a pledge to stop using toxic chemicals and cleaners, solvents, detergents in your home and on your body? Do you solemnly swear to not use any more toxins, chemicals, cleaners, pollutants on your body or in your home for cleaning anymore? I do promise to be an actual true water protector in this lifetime for the rest of my life. I promise to be an environmentalist for the rest of my life, for this entire journey that we are here together. And I promise to bring you this information, this knowledge, to help you, so that way I can help you thrive and help you live a better way, a better life, so we can all join together and encourage others and inspire others to do the same exact thing and become environmentalists, to become stewards, to become guardians of this vessel, of this earth, of this planet, and basically to do what we're supposed to do here as children of God. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Will you take this pledge with me? Comment down below. I pledge to take this oath. I am a water protector. Comment below. I am an environmentalist. Let me know. Let's get you the water drop as well. And also, if you know others, or if you just want to also sell them, if you want to make money too, we can do that as well. You can become a personal consultant for me. Simple as that. Thanks for watching, guys. I just highly encourage the Norwex solution. It's what I recommend. It's what I've been recommending. I'm trying to find solutions to all the problems that we're facing these days, guys. That's why I'm here. Thanks for watching. Thanks for joining the Glassman's World once again. We'll see you again next time. Love and blessings to you all.